Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel, I hope. Everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Has Nanny Faye Chrisley broken silence after son Todd's prison release? It's been a week now since Chrisley Knows Best stars Todd and Julie have been released from prison. President Donald Trump gave them a full and complete pardon. This ultimately got them released from prison, and their criminal records are now wiped clean. Their children, Chase and Savannah, have already spoken out about their parents' release. However, what many fans want to know is if Todd's mother, Nanny Faye Chrisley, has broken her silence about her son's release from prison. Keep reading to find out more. Has Nanny Faye Chrisley spoke on Todd and Julie's release? Chrisley Knows Best fans have been eager to hear from the family after Todd and Julie were released from prison last week. One person in the family has been a big topic of interest among fans. Fans really want to know if Todd's mother, Nanny Faye Chrisley, has spoken out since her son was released from prison. Fans went to social media to discuss it all amongst themselves. Someone asked if any of the family members had even spoken about Nanny Faye in the middle of all the pardon chaos. So far, it doesn't seem like she has been seen, or has she spoken about President Trump giving them a pardon. Fans had a lot to say on the subject, and most comments were not very nice. Here are some of them. Nanny Faye has not been on social media in many months. Savannah and Chase have seemed to be the spokespersons for the family. On Savannah's latest podcast, she announced that her parents are going to be doing a joint interview before the end of June. How is Nanny Faye? Fans love Nanny Faye Chrisley. She's sassy and loves to gamble. In February, she appeared on Savannah's podcast, where she talked about how she's doing. Everyone knows now that after battling bladder cancer, she is in remission. Everyone followed her journey and was relieved to know she was winning the fight. Nanny Faye shared a story back in February on Savannah's podcast, in which she answered a question about whether or not anyone asks about Todd and Julie. She said that at the casino, a man sitting by her asked what they were going to do now that Todd is going to jail. Nanny Faye replied to the man, saying, "We're gonna make a movie about it so drunks like you have something to watch." Fans can't wait until the family returns to television so they can hopefully get more scenes of Nanny Faye. She is beloved by all Chrisley Knows Best fans. After months of speculation and a swirl of fan theories, one question continues to burn in the hearts of Chrisley Knows Best fans everywhere. Has Nanny Faye Chrisley finally broken her silence following the prison release of her son, Todd Chrisley? If you know Nanny Faye, you know she doesn't just speak, she makes an entrance. The beloved Southern Spitfire, poker enthusiast, and sass-slinging grandmother has long been the unfiltered voice of reason and comedic relief for the Chrisley clan. But when Todd Chrisley and his wife Julie were sentenced to prison over tax evasion and fraud charges, Faye stepped into a new role, the anchor trying to hold her family together through the storm. Now, with Todd's release creating waves across social media and tabloid covers alike, everyone's been watching, waiting for Nanny Faye to say something. Anything. A quote, a comment, even one of her signature eyebrow-raising one-liners. But had she? The quiet before the southern storm. For months, Nanny Faye kept things shockingly low-key. She's never been one to mince words, especially when it comes to defending her family, but in the wake of Todd's imprisonment, she pivoted toward a quieter strength. Sources close to the family described her as protective, fierce, and laser-focused on her grandchildren. One insider claimed, "But she's also from a generation that believes you hold your head high, pour a glass of sweet tea, and don't let the world see you cry." Still, the world wanted answers. Was she angry? Relieved? Planning a tell-all book with a title like Bless Your Heart and other ways to survive the federal scandal? Fans waited. And then, just when people were starting to wonder if she'd remain silent forever, Nanny Faye did what she does best. She surprised everyone. A subtle yet symbolic statement. It didn't come via press release, podcast, or television appearance. No, Nanny Faye's first move came through her favorite platform, Instagram. In a video clip posted late at night, with no warning and no caption, she appeared wearing a bedazzled visor, sipping a mimosa, and playing poker with her great-granddaughter. The sound was barely audible over the shuffle of cards, but at one point, you could clearly hear her say, "Let me tell you something, sugar. You can lock up a body, but you can't imprison a soul. Todd's got a long road ahead, but he's still my boy." Cue the internet explosion. Within hours, the video had over 1 million views. Fans flooded the comments section with heart emojis, crying emojis, and declarations of Nanny for president. The silence, it seems, had officially been broken. What does it mean? While Nanny Faye didn't issue a full-blown interview or go live on any talk shows, that one line said volumes. Not only did she publicly acknowledge Todd's return, but she also reaffirmed her unconditional love, a classic move for the matriarch who has always been both tender-hearted and tough as nails. Some fans took it as a sign that the Chrisleys might return to TV in some form, while others viewed it as a subtle dig at the justice system. "That woman can deliver a whole sermon in a single sentence," one fan wrote. "I don't care if the show never comes back. I just want her to start a YouTube channel where she gives life advice and tells stories about her wild youth." Others pointed out that her refusal to play the media game only added to her legendary status. "She's not selling headlines," another commenter noted. "She's living her truth," in sequins. Todd's side of the story. Todd, freshly out of prison, has remained mostly quiet himself, reportedly focusing on rebuilding his family and personal life. He's been spotted in Nashville with his kids, especially Savannah, who has been a vocal supporter throughout the entire ordeal. Though he hasn't done a major interview yet, insiders claim that Todd has seen his mother's Instagram clip and was moved to tears. Nanny Faye's message was everything to him, a source close to the family said. He told her she was his rock while he was inside. He said her voice was louder than the bars. What comes next? Rumors are flying that the Chrisley family may be working on a new docuseries, or even a podcast featuring Todd, Savannah, and yes, Nanny Faye. Tentatively titled Southern Redemption, the project is said to explore not only their legal fallout, but also their attempts at healing, forgiveness, and moving forward as a family. Whether or not that materializes, one thing is certain: Nanny Faye's moment of truth was intentional. She's not stepping back into the spotlight for fame or ratings. She's doing it on her terms, as always. A woman of wit, grit, and grace. At 80-something years old, Nanny Faye Chrisley has lived through more than most. She's faced public scrutiny, family heartbreak, and major health scares, all while keeping her humor, her honesty, and her head held high. So, has Nanny Faye broken her silence? Yes, but not in a way that seeks sympathy or sensationalism. She did it with a poker face, a mimosa, and a line that would make even the toughest Southerner choke up. And as for what she might say next, well, if we've learned anything from watching her, it's this: Nanny Faye doesn't follow the script. She writes her own, one sassy, soulful sentence at a time. So y'all better buckle up, because if Nanny's talking again, the next chapter is just getting started.